let's talk a little bit about the recruitment process. We are obviously going to go a very free-flowing conversation. There's no right and wrong way of continuing this conversation. But as you remember, I was thinking we could talk a little bit about the recruitment process that you go through, the mindset, the decisions you have to make when you go through your recruitment process, for example, with me.
Yeah, of course. So there's a lot more to it than I think people think a lot of the time. Basically, what my job is my customer is the studio, right? So if a game studio will come to me and ask me for help in finding them a very specific type of lighting artist, visual effects artist, technical artist, whatever it may be, and then what I usually do, talk about with the hiring manager about what the job actually is, and then I go out into either my existing network or I go out and headhunt for whatever that person asked me to find. So typically speaking, if it's someone that I already know, I have a really wide network. So when I actually contacted you about the job that you're in now, Amit, I already knew you at that point in time because we had spoken previously. And because I knew that you were the type of lighting artist that the hiring manager at Interior Night asked me to find, I basically got in touch with you and said, hey, I know you might not necessarily be looking for the next thing right this moment. But let's have a chat. Can we catch up? I'm working on something right now that I think you'd be really into, and that I think your portfolio shows a good fit for. And yeah, we had a call. We talked about it. We talked about what it was versus what you do, where you would be a good fit for it versus where you might not be as good a fit for it, and address those concerns. And basically, what we do from there is that process for the candidate is I'll make an introduction to that hiring manager. That introduction consists of sharing your portfolio, your CV, and also a written recommendation from me to the hiring manager that says all the reasons that I think that you're the right candidate for the job, and based on the discussion I had with that hiring manager previously. That hiring manager will say whether or not they want to interview. If they say no, I will usually say, why not? I don't understand, and go back and forth a little bit to figure out why I'm looking for the wrong thing and or the wrong type of person. But usually they'll say, yeah, that looks like the right fit. They'll tell me what they liked, what their concerns are. And then typically what happens is I help to set up that interview. I make sure that I'm not double booking you with something else that you already have on. And then usually what I like to do as well is I like to actually talk to the candidate about the interview they're going to have. Say, do you have any questions about it? Do you know, because I think a lot of people go into interviews and don't know necessarily what to expect, and I'm not going to give you the answers. I don't know what the answers are, so I'm going to say, generally speaking, do you have questions, or there's things that you want to know before you go into the call, and then answer those things because I know the team there, so I can help. And then I basically go through that whole process, making sure that you're booked throughout. I will do my best to work between the candidate and the studio to make sure that the fairest offer is made in terms of salary, compensation, relocation, everything that you could think of. And I'll make sure that there's a fair deal struck so that the candidate's expectations for them to have the standard of living that they need to have in that location are met, so that no one ends up disappointed. And then I'm there throughout the whole onboarding process too. You can't get rid of me. I'm there all the way. And then after you start the new job, months later, you contact me and ask me to do an interview on your YouTube channel. So I'm always there forever. So yeah, that's it narrowed down. That's the process for one candidate, narrowed down quite a lot. But obviously there's other things which I'm sure we might talk about, like feedback on the portfolio, the reasons I think your portfolio is the right fit, what I think could be done to improve your portfolio if that's what you're looking for.